In the wake of the whistleblower complaint, President Trump still pushing unfounded theories of wrongdoing by Joe Biden and his son Hunter in Ukraine. And last week, Trump publicly urged China to investigate whether Hunter Biden received a payoff to influence the Obama administration's trade deals with the country. Jane Timm is here with me now to fact check these claims. Jane, let's start with the Bidens in China. What's Trump alleging here, and is there truth to it?
So Trump is essentially alleging that in a 2013 trip to China where Hunter Biden went with his father, he somehow got a payoff in the form of Chinese investments. We now know that Hunter Biden was in talks with it. He was an unpaid board advisor on a company that was in talks for Chinese investments. He made no money from these investments, and he invested after his father left the White House. But of course, he was in talks. He sort of knew people, and his people were talking to other people during this time. So it might look a little unseemly to some people, but we do have no evidence that anything went wrong on these trips, that there was any kind of impolitic or improper work. Hunter Biden was, and always was, a private citizen doing business overseas, and his father and him say that they didn't talk about it. So that's sort of all the evidence we have while Trump is sort of alleging this widespread sort of corruption, but we really haven't seen any evidence of it.
Other trips on Air Force, too, that could come into question, and do we know anything about them? Any other concerns besides that one in particular?
I mean, of course, there's the Ukraine business that he was on a gas company board. I mean, Hunter Biden was a lobbyist before his father went into office, stopped lobbying when his father went into office, but you can't not have a job, even if your dad is the vice president.
This is true. You got to work.
So this is the work that he did, and some people say that he got a job because of his name, and that may well be true. But he was also a private citizen, and there's just no evidence that anyone did anything wrong, even if some people just don't like how it looks.
All right, on the flip side, just to be clear, Trump's allegations about the former vice president claim an abuse of power by Joe Biden. Is there any evidence of abuse of power there?
We're not seeing it. You know, it's very, very common for Joe Biden as vice president to bring his grandchildren on his international trips. And the trip that Hunter Biden went on was with his daughter. So his daughter was the one who was chosen to go on the Chinese one. Joe Biden writes in his book about writing notes to his grandchildren's teachers to be like, look, I promise I'll teach them something. and went on the social aspects of an international trip, which seems pretty common for a family member's family. We don't see any evidence of abuse of power. Of course, if we found evidence, we would love to report it. We're always here for it.
All right, another question on this topic for you. We've read the White House summary of the Ukrainian phone call. It looks remarkably similar to the whistleblower complaint. But if Rudy Giuliani and the president presented any evidence of what Trump has been calling corruption by the Bidens, he continues to refer to that. Have we seen any evidence there? I realize I'm asking you a lot of very similar questions, but we're just trying to drive the point home here.
We're really not seeing any evidence. Rudy Giuliani was on Fox News and was holding up what he said were affidavits, and the paper that he was holding up said hopelesslypartisan.com or something like that, and appeared to be him sharing conspiracy theories from a blog as if they were somehow legal affidavits, which we have no evidence they are. If Rudy would like to send me those, I would love to read them.
I know you mentioned a vice president's son has to work. So does the president's children. President Trump's children have businesses and careers of their own, as we know. Any concerns of conflict of interest there since Trump's been president?
You know, we've actually seen, I'd say, even more. And the difference is between Hunter Biden, who is a private citizen and working, maybe still enjoying the name of being a Biden. Ivanka and Jared are actually White House employees, and they made $82 million last year, which is a whole lot of money. And there's definitely been questions about that. I mean, I remember one time Ivanka Trump in 2017 got Chinese trademarks while having dinner with the Chinese president. Not the same, we don't know they were connected, but it was the same day, and this is what the kind of raises eyebrows and raises questions with ethics onlookers. And I mean, we have these conversations to make sure our government is honest, but so far with the Bidens, we just don't see any facts backing up the claim.
All right, Jane Timm, thanks for running us through the evidence we have and the evidence we do not. Appreciate it.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.